All right, good evening, everyone. We are going to be kicking us off here very shortly, jumping into the practice session. Thanks for watching. Tonight we'll be tuning into Bristol Motor Speedway. Should be a very exciting watch tonight. As we jump into the track here, into the practice session, want to give a quick shout out for those that are tuning in or, celebrating otherwise a very happy Father's Day weekend. Absolutely, very excited for race day here. We are going to be at Bristol Motor Speedway. We're going to key in on a couple of our drivers here tonight. Good evening, Lamar, Mr. Snake Eyes. Thanks for tuning in, Home Video Mania. Glad to have you guys joining in. All right, so we're going to hop over, check in. Ooh, and we have Gypsy Soul Knives in the house. Woohoo! Thanks for joining. We're going to pop over, see how Dalton is doing. He's making his way around the track in those practice sessions. One thing that we're going to really have to watch out tonight is this is a short track, just barely over half a mile, with some really high banking turns, so it's going to be a tough one. I think we should prepare for a few cautions tonight, but should be very exciting. We're going to hop over. It looks like number 99 and 73 are both right around the same spot. We also have number 88, David Bryant, up there in front in this practice session. Also on deck, we have number 54, Willis Gomez, and number 19, Scott Wilson. We do have a shorter practice tonight, or I guess a little bit longer. It's a 25-minute practice. If everybody jumps on, they're doing good. We may end that practice session just a little bit early. We did have some number change-ups tonight. So I think what happened was the AI drivers joined in first. And so it did take those numbers. So where we typically have number 99 and number 5 with the Wilson brothers, tonight they are now number 19 and number 20. So if you're used to watching or looking out for number 5 or number 99, there was a little bit of a switch up tonight. They are now 19 and 20. That is correct, Lamer Boogie. So Scott Wilson, who's normally number 5, is now number 19. And Sam, who is normally number 99, is number 20. We have just about 10 minutes left to go in practice. We'll kind of switch around, see a couple of different camera angles. We are trying a different camera selector tonight, so hopefully we don't run into any issues there. We are also going to try to talk to some of our drivers probably at the end of the session tonight, so stay tuned for that. We are going to take a full week off after this race tonight at Bristol, and then we will be back next Friday. So stay tuned. After next Friday, then we will have another special event on Wednesday night, and then that following Friday as well. All right, so give me a little bit of insight. How are the cars sounding tonight? I did turn them up a little bit, but I want to make sure you guys can still hear me over them as well. Really wanted to key into Bristol and point out that, you know, it was considered quote-unquote Thunder Valley for a little while because it is settled in the Appalachian Mountains, which echo. So it really makes this kind of deafening experience hearing all of the cars. So let me know if you can hear the cars well. It's giving a good kind of immersion, but you can still hear me. Thanks, Lamar Boogie. Thank you so much for that feedback. As always, very much appreciated. as we're going through practice, just a few more minutes left. I want to key in on where we stand currently after last week's race. So number one in points right now is Scott Wilson with 77 points. Tied for second place are Dalton and Samuel with 73 points. Right behind them we have Willis Gomez with 54 points. In fifth we have Rich Van Leer, 33. And in sixth we have David Bryant with 28 points. So we have some very close standings there at the top. We also have some good contenders around the middle. So we can tune in and see who's going to take over in points tonight. Will we still have a tied second place? Or will we see some of that shift as we go around the track in Bristol tonight? All right, it looks like a lot of our drivers are coming into the pits as we round out this practice session with just 1 minute to go. We'll check in. Let's see. It looks like we do have number 19, Scott Wilson, and number 20, Samuel, in the pits. I know we have number 73, Dalton, in the pit.
Yes, sir. You're good.
We're gonna pop
can hear you.
over and see if Willie's, I think he's in the pits as well. Yep. Welcome, Derek Garrett. Glad you're tuning in tonight. We appreciate you coming in to help support our drivers, support Grassroots Racing League, and GC Racing YouTube channel. Glad to have you here. As we are finishing up the practice round, we're going to head into qualifying here very shortly. I mentioned it in the very beginning, and I'll do it a couple of times just for those that have joined in later, but I want to wish everyone a very happy Father's Day, whether you're a father, maybe a really awesome uncle, or celebrating your dad yourself. Happy Father's Day to everybody tuning in. You are very welcome, guys. All right, so we're heading into qualifying. We're keyed in on number 54, Willies Gomez, first stop. So we're going to watch him do a qualifying lap. He did cut short a little bit on that turn. Can get really slick throughout once you dip into the apron, so he'll want to be careful of that. We do have some very high banking, so when they're coming back down from that turn, it's going to be super quick. Definitely want to be cautious of that. We're going to hop on over, see if we can check in on Scott. There we go. Scott's in his qualifying, holding pretty steady. He's building up some speed on that straightaway. He also cuts down, but see how he does not go over that yellow line. So he did really well on keeping it tight. He did have to brake a little bit, so I think that is going to be something that we have to watch out for tonight, is braking and tire wear. We're going to jump on over to number 20, Samuel. Either he has not left yet or he's already back in the... Oh, there we go. He's going to take off now for his qualifying lap. We're going to watch and see how he does. As he gets started, we're going to jump on over to number 73. It looks like he's finishing up from his qualifying. So we're going to jump back to number 20, Samuel. Looking pretty good there. Very nice turn. He didn't quite go super low into that apron, but still did really well. He's staying high. He's going to cut down. Looking pretty good. We're going to pop over to David, see if he is in qualifying yet. Looks like it did hit a little bit of a lag here. All right, so we do have everyone qualified. We're going to jump over into a commercial break really quickly while they get lined up. We will tune back in here shortly. All right, so we are lining up, looking good there. Was able to get the camera sorted a little bit better there. We're going to try to key in on a few drivers. Right now we do have Willis Gomez, number 54, there in the middle. I agree. I do think it's going to be a very interesting race for everyone. So definitely wanting to give some good shout outs to all of our drivers tonight. Tonight we are again at Bristol International Speedway, or Motor Speedway. It used to be called International Raceway in the late 70s into the 90s. But it is a short track at just 0.533 miles. It is the second shortest track on the NASCAR Cup Series circuit. And you'll see as we go around, especially through some of these camera views, you'll see those grandstands just loaded down. Very tall, and so it was nicknamed the Last Great Coliseum because of those 24 to 28 degree high banking turns, high speed physics, and a massive seating capacity. There are going to be some interesting penalties tonight. There is a short pit penalty because these lap times are going to be super quick, just given how short of a track it is. Even just an not well-timed pit stop, or even just having to pit stop, can eat up some of that valuable time where you're down, one or more laps. Should be very interesting tonight. We should be kicking off here now. That pace car is leading the way. We're going to key in on our top contenders there. It looks like Dalton did qualify first. He's up out in front. So we're going to pop over to see how he's doing. He's going to want to hold that line steady throughout this initial couple of laps. But we do just have one lap to green. And our pace car's off. Green flag, we are a go. So they're going to speed off. Dalton taking the lead right off the bat. He's going to try to stay hold and steady for that first place positioning. Right behind him, we do have number 20, Samuel Wilson. I agree. Dalton is going to have his hands full today. There's a lot going on this short track in a very ironically or unironically short amount of time, because they are going to be zooming through these laps. We do have 80 laps to go tonight, but we are already into lap 3 of 80. So you'll see, because it does have that high banking, Dalton's going to keep kind of steady. He's going to cut low, but he's not going to go as low as we see in a lot of our longer tracks. He's going to stay kind of middle lane. He's going to go low, but middle of the pack there. Biggest thing is you don't want to cut down too low into that apron, spin out, or create too much force as you're going back out through the turn. Right behind him in a pretty decent gap, probably about 3 or 4 car lengths, we have number 20, Samuel, right behind. So we're actually going to jump over and look right behind Dalton, see what that looks like here. And we do see there is a little bit of a gap there. So we've got some coverage, we've got some good ground for 6 out of 80 laps so far, 7. While Dalton's in the lead, we're going to cut over to number 19, Scott, see how he's doing back there. He's looking good. He's trying to gain some ground on his brother, number 20, Samuel, up there in the front. I do think it's going to be kind of a battle tonight. With it being such a short track, if you don't make up your time quickly, I think you're going to kind of keep that same positioning. What is going to come into play is as we go through those pit stops, if we run into any cautions, or again, those pit stops, because they will eat up that time. So we are popping over to number 20, Samuel Wilson. He's doing good, about a middle of the pack back there. But really, it actually is, they are, pardon my mess up there, they're actually coming around those lapped cars. So we're not middle of the pack. Dalton and Samuel are still leading right now, but they're starting to come around those lapped cars. With it being such a short track, I think this is going to be pretty common tonight. We see not too far behind, number 19, Scott Wilson is pulling up the pack. And behind him, we have number 88, David Bryant. David's doing really well tonight. He's actually passing a couple of those lapped cars. We're going to pop over and see how Willie's is doing. Willie's is holding steady. He's coming around that turn, looking pretty good. Ooh, cuts a little bit. So he's got a little bit of oversteering there. I did see that. I did see that Sam had the lead for just a little bit there, but then Dalton was able to edge him out and get back in that first line positioning. Sorry about that. We did have a little bit of an issue with our camera selector tonight. Right now we are keying in on number 88, David. David's looking pretty good. He's holding steady right now in fourth. We're going to jump back over to our leads, Dalton and Samuel, see how they're doing up in front. tonight as we are down 30 laps into the 31st lap now. We are looking good. We did have a positioning change with Scott moving up to second. Right behind him is his brother Samuel, number 20, in third. It looks like number 19 is coming for Dalton. He's right on his tail. He's going to try and vie for that first place positioning. Will he be able to do so? He's going to go down low, try to sneak in there, but Dalton is able to hold his line and keep him out of the way. Ooh, but we did see a little bit of action there with Willie's. Looked like he came in a little high. And again, we are neck and neck there. This lap car may produce some interesting dynamic here. As Dalton's trying to hold his line, he's running up against number 5, a lapped car. Number 19 is going to try to stay low so he can field that positioning. Ooh, and they are able to get past that lapped car. So we do see this is the view behind Dalton. You can see number 19 speeding up, trying to catch up behind him there. And it does look like we have a caution on the field. We're going to try to check back in on that crash while they're cautioning here. See what happened during that incident. Going to take a quick look here, see if we can see what happened. All right, so it did look like we had a little bit of bumping there that caused that caution. See if we can rewind it just a little bit more. Okay, so we are back. As they are following behind that pace car. We are halfway through the lap, so I do think that was pretty successful. You know, I was anticipating quite a few cautions tonight just with it being a short track. But we are looking good. We are halfway through the race, 40 out of 80 laps. Still up in first is number 73, Dalton. In second, we have number 19, Scott. In third, number 20, Samuel, and in fourth, number 88, David. From a league perspective, in fifth, we do have number 54, Willie's. We're seeing a little bit of change here as we go through this caution. Again, we are at the halfway point tonight. So we do have just one more lap under the caution right now, and then we'll be going back to green. We are halfway through the race, so let's see if we can shake some things up, see if we can get some positioning for any of our other drivers, see if they can edge out number 73 in first right now. And we have a green flag. We're off. So that pace car is off. These cars are going to take off now and get back on the swing of things. We do only have 38 laps left to go now. Up in front, we do still have number 73, Dalton, and right behind him is number 19, Scott. We're going to take a quick peek to see how Samuel's doing after that caution he landed. Looks like he is getting out of the pits now. So he did have that pit. That may come into play later for his positioning. As mentioned, even the quickest of pit stops can definitely have an impact on positioning where you are out a couple of laps. We're going to jump back in, see where Dalton's at. He is looking good. Right behind him again is still number 19, Scott. We're going to check in on David, number 88, see how he's doing tonight. Looking pretty good through that turn there. He's holding steady. He's really keeping that car under control. Those turns are steep, but he's doing pretty well. Had a little bit of steering there where the back end of his car was trying to go out a little bit. That's called oversteering. So he was trying to kind of turn a little too hard, and that back end of the car was just not behaving, but not too bad. We actually haven't seen a lot of that tonight. He's doing pretty good. We do have Willis Gomez back there. He is one lap down right now because of that pit stop. So let's see if he can make up some of that time. Up ahead, we do have number 73, Dalton, still holding really steady in that first place positioning, but just in a 1/9 of a second behind. We have number 19, Scott. With it, even though the time frame of his distance behind him is not that much, with it being such a short track, you've got at least a couple of car lengths there. We can key into Scott, see what it looks like as he's chasing behind. So as you'll see there, he gets real close, and then we go around those corners. Ooh, is he gonna it looks like he's going high, so it looks like Dalton did get stuck behind number 54, Willis. We're gonna change up that camera angle, see if we can find a better view there, but number 19 did steal first place. He is now in first place ahead of Dalton. We did have that positioning change. So the brothers are going to keep it exciting tonight. We also have number 20 coming up right behind, going high, and he's going to take that positioning. Is he going to go around his brother as well? Seems like that high positioning is going to work out for him. We did have a little bit of an incident there. We did not go under caution. Nobody spun out, but they got a little bit close. We are in for an exciting race now. Dalton's going to come up high. He's going to kind of take what he's seen and learned from the brothers as he lost some positioning there. See if he can replicate that. So he's going up high and is going to swoop in. Number 19 is taking a pit stop, so that is what's going to happen there. He's going to lose a little bit of that ground that they just made up. We're going to pop over to see how number 73 is duking it out with the rest of our drivers here. Alright, so because of that pit stop for Scott, Dalton is back up on top in first place. We do see Willis there. He's trying to make up some of those laps, but because he did have to have that pit stop, he lost quite a bit of ground, so that is going to hurt him in the long run. 7 laps down right now. In first, we have Dalton. In second, 13 seconds behind, we have number 88, David. So we do have just a lot of lapped cars right now that are coming around. We do have another caution though, so we're going to try to key in, see if we can actually see that crash tonight. And we did have a spin out there for David. We're going to try to watch that back. So I may have went too far. We're going to go back forward just a little bit here. While we're under caution, we're just going to check it out, see what exactly happened. Ooh, it did look like a little bit of a latency issue there. So if we look closely, they're coming around the track. These are actually lapped cars around David, number 88. But he did come through. It looks like he lagged out a little bit, hit the wall, and then he spawned back in and got spun out. So he did go a little bit too high in that turn, hit the wall, and then crashed out. So that is the cause of our caution. Now we're going to jump back into the live as we go through this caution here. David is going to go into the pits right now. So for our drivers that have not had a pit stop yet, now would be a very great time for them to take a pit stop so they don't lose that positioning. With just 17 laps to go, or 16 laps to go, definitely going to be a tight race. There's a lot of ground to make up for anybody that did have to pit or was part of that caution. So we're still following. So I was actually looking at that Lambo Boogie. I don't know if Dalton actually pitted or not. I hope he did. I think he might have pitted during that first caution that was thrown, but I'm not positive. Was messing around with the camera angles trying to see that last crash, so I'm not certain. We shall see. It should get very interesting if he did not. And our pace car is off. We will be going green now. So green flag, green flag. We are off. Number 73 is going to hold on and have that first place positioning. He's going to do his best to stay in the lead. Looks like from our others there comes number 19, but number 19, Scott, does have some ground to make up tonight. So he is actually 3 laps down. He's going to keep zooming around that track to try to make up the time here. So Dalton is still holding strong here in first place. So we're going to key in on David, who is only 1 lap down. Even with that caution, that incident, he's only 1 lap down because it did happen under the caution. Number 20 there, Samuel, is making a break for it. He is trying to make up quite a few laps, so it is going to be a definite trial to make up that time. With just 8 laps to go, we would essentially need a Hail Mary or a miracle for, But we might have it. A yellow flag is out. Let's take a look back, see if we can see what happened, what caused the yellow flag again. So it did look like it was number 88, David again. We're going to take a quick look back there. So he was coming around that corner, cut a little bit too low, as we've seen. So we did have a case of oversteering. So he was trying to go through that corner, turned too tight. It got real slick past that yellow line into the apron, or past the apron. The back end of the car zoomed out, knocked into another car, and so we did have that next caution there. You know, David, he was doing really, really great. You know, obviously we're still proud of all of our drivers. Definitely love the league that's growing. These drivers are growing together. David was looking really, really strong in the beginning, but it is a longer race. Even on a short track, it takes a lot to stay focused, keep steady throughout the entire thing. So I completely understand where they are getting it. I don't think I would be able to hang on that long. So we are back at the live view, still under that caution with only 5 laps to go. So up ahead we do still have number 73 Dalton in first. He's actually made a lot of really good ground here tonight. Anybody else behind, other than a couple of our AI, are at least, you know, 1 or 2 laps down. It's a difficult track tonight, guys. You still see number 19 Scott over here. This is his point of view. So the car's in front of him. He's kind of middle of the pack, got some laps to make up there. But really solid racing. I don't think it's anything to question the driver's ability. It really is just those pit stops. But we do have 1 lap to green, so we're going to hop back to the front here just so we can see. Pace car is off, so we are green. We are a go with 3 laps left to go tonight. We're going to make this super quick, but definitely want to give some air time for all of our drivers. We're going to hop over and check on number 54, Willis Gomez. He's staying steady, so the biggest thing here in the racing tonight is just being consistent, just still finishing the race, being consistent there. Even if you're lapped or you're down some time, just staying in it. That is a requirement for these points races. For that reason is that you do have to finish the race to be considered for them. Real quick, we're going to hop over to number 19. Also doing well, staying consistent. And number 20, Samuel, not too far behind him. I agree. Yeah, definitely should have been mindful of that pit stop for sure.
Good run, Dave.
Good race, guys.
All right. So we did come out. I do apologize. We didn't quite see. I wasn't quite quick enough with that camera change. But number 73 Dalton did come home with a win. We're going to try to key in and talk to him, see if we can get some insight there. I agree. Way to go, Dalton.
You guys had me stressed when y'all teamed up.
Yeah, I had to go ahead and pit. I didn't know if I was going to make it or not.
Yeah, got some black flags. 2 black flags. We got 6 laps down. Yeah, I noticed that. You didn't come out of the pit right away. I thought something was wrong.
So not sure if you guys can hear them talking over the chat right now, but we did have
So
a
Dalton,
little bit of
you
trouble
stayed out
there
the whole
with the
time?
black
You got
flags
the pit?
coming out of the pits, which was going to be something, if you're going too fast out of it, that can happen.
That is correct. I stayed out. I took a gamble.
Yeah,
And
I
Dalton
started
did give
to,
us
but
an
I said,
answer.
I'm
He
gonna try
did
to
stay
steer
out. He
a
took a
pit stop.
gamble
Ball
and did
had to
not
come
take a
in.
pit stop. So Lamar Boogie, you were correct. There was, with it being such a short track, it worked out in his favor to not pit stop. Sorry you missed it, R. Roken, but I do appreciate you still tuning in to check in with us tonight. Definitely look back, as always, to join in on the fun, join into the action. Go check out the description box below. All right, so we are going to key in over to Dalton. We're going to see if he wants to give a quick little shout out. Dalton, if you want to come over the radio and give all the viewers watching a quick little shout out on how the race went tonight. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody showing up and watching. Again, it means a lot. Just these guys out here showing up to race with us and also watching at home. I want to shout out to Scott and Samuel for reaching out, trying to get help and help us out. David as well. All the league drivers here tonight. They're doing a great job. I don't want anybody to get discouraged. We're all still learning. It was a tough break for me. I think I got squeezed a couple of times, had to dodge a lot of traffic. And then the most important shout out of them all is the lady behind the microphone every Friday night. I really appreciate all the work she's done and everything in between.
Thanks for that call out. I appreciate it.
Good job, Mo.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate it.
More money.
Thanks, Samuel. Thanks, Scott and Samuel. Definitely appreciate it. Scott, Samuel, Willies, or David, if you want to come over the mic and give a quick shout out. I did make sure to wish all of our viewers a very happy Father's Day, but if your dad is joining in or you're a dad yourself, definitely want to give that opportunity. So happy Father's Day to you guys, and come over the mic if you want to give a shout out.
Yeah, if y'all can hear me, I want to say thank you to my dad, Lamar. I can see Lamar in the text chat. So you win. Sometimes with racing, it's all about the strategy. So the league is starting to get a little more competitive now. So starting enjoying it for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott and Samuel. And in case you did not hear Lamar Boogie, you did get a nice shout out for Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to you from Samuel and Scott. And Mr. Snake Eyes, I wasn't sure. Dalton said he took a gamble.
Also want to say happy Father's Day to my dad. I know he's out there watching as well. So happy Father's Day, Dad.
Thanks, Scott. All right. So we are going to jump over to our end screen here. We're going to hang out here for just a little bit if you want to keep chatting in the chat box here, but we are going to zoom on over to that next screen. All right. Thank you again for those that tuned in to watch. We definitely appreciate it. Hit like and subscribe. Join Discord to get into the action. It's in the description link below. As always, a big thank you to our sponsors, Gypsy Soul Knives, Nielsen Knives, GC Racing, CXT, and our newest one for Season 2, SS Hot Rods. S Hot Rods. I do apologize there. Thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe, and a good and happy Father's Day to you all out there. Hopefully you get to do something fun to celebrate. It isn't pouring rain all weekend for wherever you are. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you back next Friday for our 4th race. Have a great evening, everyone.